Hi everyone, this is Val from Valia Craft Studio, and today I'd like to show you this little journal that I've made. It's not little, this journal that I've made recently. The reason I call it little is because it only has 2 signatures when I normally do 3. But it's the normal size that I do, which is 9 inches by 6 inches with about a 1 inch spine. For your metric people, that's about 230 millimeters by 150 with a 25, well, it's actually a bit more, it's probably about 40 millimeter spine. It's tied with orange and white ribbon, which kind of matches the colour scheme of this book, which is called Autumn. Very orange. If you love the orange tones, you'll love this book. It's got a lot of orange and this red and, you know, the vintagey look. This is an Edith Holden book, a page book. There's a couple in this journal. This one spoke about autumn but actually said October up the end, so I had to stick Days of Autumn over the top. Maybe I shouldn't have interfered with it, but it just didn't seem right to me here in Australia for it to be autumn in October. So some gorgeous images in the kit I've used. It's not one of my own. It's an old one that I've had for quite some time. Some book pages with a little tuck up the back and just a card off a sheet from Kaisercraft, I think it was, in the back there. This is some gorgeous music paper that my friend Margaret gave me. I just love how it's already got that whited out section in the middle to write on. Just some cardstock from my collection, which kind of like seemed to match. And here we go, not really the oranges I promised you, but look at that card. It's got the oranges on the butterflies. And there's a little tuck spot in the front, which brings in a little bit of the orange that I like. But I just thought I liked this page with the tonings that I wanted. But then with this one, I needed something to match it. So that's why I used that cardstock on that one. Rhyme to my madness. Little booklet in the back, and I've just put a couple of the little labels from that Kaisercraft collectible page on there in the envelope. And of course the other side was just that envelope decorated with that piece, and I've made it a side slide as well. So just one of the ways I use envelopes in my journals. Quite a bit of coffee and tea stained papers in here, so a good amount of writing space, as well as tucks and pockets and ephemera. So this one is just a little piece of the Edith Holden book that I've just folded over, and you'll see when we get there. So I've just left about an inch of it on this side of the join in the middle, the fold in the middle. And you'll see in just a very short moment what I did on the other side. I think you're a flip up. No, you're not a flip up. So it's to autumn, and so it's just another book about autumn. And as I said, I put that page in like that, but I didn't want to chop off any more. So there's about an inch of it that creates that little, I just turned it into a little side slide pocket kind of attachment thing, tuck spot, whatever you want to call it, on the other side. Sorry if that is, sounds a bit a crazy way to explain it, but that was the way it is. Something a bit different to what I normally do. I do quite often, and there's that flap from that envelope that I showed you before. And this is just the other side of that cardstock there. And I'll just put a little tab on it. A bit of calendar page there. There's a page. Here I've just made one of those little 4 pockets from one sheet of paper, and I got that idea from Treasure Books on a YouTube video. Natasha's very good at creating very different things, and so I've just used her tutorial to make that little thing. But I did put the little pocket at the bottom as well, which she sometimes does, but I don't know if it was in the tutorial I watched. The other side of that Edith Holden book. Just worked gorgeous in this one, particularly, you know, because I've got the whole book to select what I want out of it, and so I kind of was able to pick the ones that mentioned autumn. So starting the second signature now, and I've just made a little corner pocket there with a butterfly from my own die cut collection that I've just tucked a couple of cards behind. And this is just some paper that I printed up with a pattern that I thought just really looked autumny and warm and, you know, kind of really suitable. Another Edith Holden page, and here I've actually put it in the fold because there was no writing, I think, to complicate the situation. Another page from a gardening book. Did I tell you it's got 40 double-sided pages as well as the doilies and stuff? Maybe I did. You know, usually by the time I get a successful video, I've had 2 or 3 goes at it, and I forget what I said and what I didn't. So forgive me if I forgot something important, and forgive me if I've told you something 2 or 3 times. So a couple of things there in the corner pocket, and I've just done a little collage down here with one of my die-cut butterflies on the top. I've just used another one of those tabs off that page from, I'm pretty sure it's Cards of Craft. I buy so much of their paper because I just love it. And I've just put some little tags in there, in that little tuck created with a label from the page. And I've got a tuck there with this file folder shape that I often use for pockets, and I made that one myself. And at the back I've just got a little baggy thing with a tag in there as well. Just a little altered paper clip up there with one of the Cards of Craft bits underneath that. I haven't affixed this because it can become a bit bulky, but it's a bit of a flip up, and it's got a little like a little card in there which I made, and a little booklet up the top, some more journaling space, and that just ties like that. It could be affixed to the page and be a tuck spot behind as well, but it's quite bulky and it might interfere with writing in the journal, so I've just left it attached with a paper clip. So I have the Edith Holden papers, which just looks so good with that colour paper there near it. And just a couple of the tags I used from the kit. And I've made it a little baggie here with brown paper, and just embellished that a bit with some bits of paper and butterfly from my collection. And in the back I've just created a little tuck spot, as I sometimes do, with the same cardstock that I used for the lining the front and back cover, and I've just got a card in there with my card about my details there as well. And if I did show you already, yes, I did show you the back image, and yes, so there you go. Thank you for looking. Bye now.